Hello and welcome to Baiju's Exam Prep IAS. Let's begin today's daily quiz with question number 1 on your screen right here. Consider the following statements with regards to the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, better known as the AIIB. Number 1. India is the third largest shareholder in the bank after China and Japan. Second, the AIIB has approved financing projects in India, including the Bangalore Metro Rail project, the Gujarat Rural Road project, and Phase 3 of Mumbai Urban Transport project. Third, it is headquartered in Beijing and began its operations in January 2016. You have to tell which of these given statements is or are correct. The correct answer here is B. Second and third statements are correct. The first statement is wrong because India actually is the second largest shareholder after China. Japan is not a member of the AIIB till now. China's shareholding is about 26.61%, while India's shareholding is about 7.6%. The third largest shareholder in the bank is Russia, which has shares of about 6.01%, and at the fourth place comes Germany with a shareholding of 4.2%. Although it was China's push that resulted in the creation of the AIIB, India is by far the largest beneficiary of AIIB, and a lot of projects in India, including the ones that are mentioned in the question, have been sponsored by the AIIB. Apart from that, countries such as Turkey have also received quite considerable funding from the bank. The reason why we are asking this question is because of this news, that is, former RBI Governor Shri Urjit Patel has just joined the AIIB as the Vice President of the bank. He will serve a 3-year term at the bank and will be amongst the 5 Vice Presidents. He will replace another Indian, that is, former Gujarat Chief Secretary DG Pandian, who was earlier the Vice President and his tenure has now ended. The article itself says that US and Japan are not amongst the 104 members of the AIIB. The bank has funded 28 projects in India amounting to $6.7 billion. While most of the finances of the bank are focused in Asia, but non-Asian projects are also funded. Next, question number 2. Which of the following statements is not true about India's first indigenous aircraft carrier INS Vikrant? Number 1. The vessel to be named Vikrant after the decommissioned maiden carrier of the Navy. Second, the motto of the ship is Jayama Samyuddhi Sparda, which is taken from Atharva Ved and is translated as I defeat those who fight against me. Third, it is expected to carry an air group of up to 30 aircrafts. Fourth, on its commission, the new INS Vikrant will be the fourth aircraft carrier to defend India's shores. You have to choose which of these statements is not correct. The correct answer here is B. The given line is the motto of INS Vikrant, however, it is taken from Rig Ved and not Atharva Ved. INS Vikrant is most likely to be commissioned in the year 2022, that is, before the end of the ongoing year. Right now, India has only one aircraft carrier, that is the Russian-made INS Vikramaditya. The 3 aircraft carriers that Indian Navy has used before that is the old INS Vikrant, then INS Vikramaditya, which is still under service, and INS Virat that India took from British Navy. The reason why we're asking this question is because INS Vikrant is set for the next set of sea trials after the last one were conducted in the month of August 2021. During these sea trials, the scientists from Naval Science and Technology Lab, which is a DRDO lab out of Visakhapatnam, would be on board to check the aircraft carrier for all the complex maneuvers that it is expected to perform later on when it is in service. Next, question number 3. Consider the following statements with regards to Adi Shankaracharya. Number 1. He established the 4 mutts in the 4 corners of India at Sringeri, Puri, Dwarka and Badrinath for the propagation of Sanatan Dharma. Second, he was a devotee of Shiva. Third, he propounded the doctrine of Advait or monoism and wrote many commentaries on the Vedic canon, Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, Bhagavad Gita, etc. in Sanskrit. Which of these given statements is or are correct? The correct answer here is D, since all the 3 given statements about Adi Shankaracharya here are correct, is because of this news in the Indian Express. That is, Adi Shankaracharya's birthplace will most likely be a national monument. The National Monuments authorities said that the birthplace of Adi Shankaracharya is a monument of national importance. As you know, the birthplace of Adi Shankaracharya is located in Kochi in the state of Kerala. Once a monument is declared to carry national importance, its maintenance, protection, and promotion then becomes the responsibility of the central government and the Archaeological Survey of India. Right now, there are 3,600 monuments of national importance which are protected by the Archaeological Survey of India across the country. As you know, Adi Shankaracharya is considered responsible for reviving Hinduism in India to a great extent when Buddhism was gaining popularity. He established the four famous mutts in the four corners of India, that is at Sringeri, Puri, Dwarka, and Badrinath for the propagation of Sanatan Dharma. Next, question number 4. Which of these statements is or are correct with regards to tuberculosis? Number 1. TB is caused by a bacterium called Mycobacterium tuberculosis, belonging to the Mycobacteriaceae family consisting of 200 members. Second, the BCG is presently the sole vaccine available for the prevention of tuberculosis. Third, the BCG works well in some geographical locations and not so well in others. Generally, the farther a country is from the equator, the higher is the efficiency of the BCG. Which of these given statements is or are correct? The correct answer here is D. All the given statements are correct about tuberculosis. Many studies have shown that the nations which are very near to the equator have almost no impact of the BCG vaccine with zero efficiency. But if you talk about nations which are at 40 degree or higher latitude from the equator, the efficiency of the BCG increases considerably. That is why all the given statements are correct. The reason why we are discussing this is because of this article in the Indian Express today, written by a Rajya Sabha member from the NCP, that is Vandana Chavan, that talks about the fact that in the COVID pandemic, the government and other health officials have unfortunately neglected the tuberculosis crisis. The article says that India is home to about one-fourth burden of TB cases. Since 2016, India has been on a mission mode to eliminate TB by 2025, which is 5 years ahead of the global target. The global target to eliminate TB is set at 2030. The positive part in this aspect is that the government in this year's budget had increased its allocation to fight the disease 4 times and had made a patient-centric national strategy plan for TB elimination. However, most of those resources have now been diverted to fight against the COVID pandemic. The article talks about the need to increase awareness in order to fight diseases such as tuberculosis. Next is a previous year question from 2019. The economic cost of food grains to the Food Corporation of India is a minimum support price and bonus paid to the farmers plus number 1, transportation cost only. Second, the interest cost only. Third, procurement incidentals and distribution cost. And fourth, procurement incidentals and charges for godowns. The correct answer is C. For the Food Corporation of India, the expenses that they bear are the MSP, if any other bonus is given to the farmers, the cost of procurement, and the cost for distribution of the food grains to the end user. As you would know, the Food Corporation of India buys food grains from the farmers at the pre-announced MSP. The distribution cost usually includes the freight charges, handling charges, storage charges, any other losses, and establishment cost that is incurred by the Food Corporation of India. Next, we have the fact of the day, and today we will be discussing about the government's Light Combat Aircraft Program, also known as the LCA Development Project. The chief of HAL has said that he expects that all the final operational clearances for the second version of the Light Combat Aircraft Tejas shall be given by 2022. After that, it would take almost 2 more years of testing, after which deliveries of Tejas would begin with manufacturing activities going parallel along with the testing activities. The Light Combat Aircraft Tejas project, as you know, was conceptualized in 1984, while the first flight was conceptualized in 2001. Thus, the ongoing project is over 2 decades old now. This project has faced multiple delays, cost overruns, etc., leading to reduction in the overall efficiency. In February 2021, the Defense Ministry signed a deal with the HAL to supply 83 light combat aircrafts Mk1A to the Air Force. This is considered as the second version of Tejas since the first version was Mk1, which was handed over to the Air Force in 2020 itself. Of the 83 aircraft that the HAL has to deliver, according to the contract, the HAL will deliver the first 3 aircrafts by 2024, then 16 aircrafts per year for the next 5 years. As per the HAL, about 52% of the content of Tejas is indigenous, that is India made, and we are hoping to increase it to 65% at least to make it a truly Indian made aircraft. The HAL is also working on the third version of Tejas that will be called LCA Mk2, which will have a significantly higher payload of 6500 kg as compared to the current payload of 3500 kg only. The problem with these kind of projects is that there's such a long delay between the time that the order is placed and when the aircraft is delivered that this technology becomes outdated. And by the time that it is delivered to the Air Force or to the Navy, they are not happy with the specifications since a lot of new technologies have already emerged and come out in the market, which again brings us to the starting point, hoping that the second version of Tejas would not have these deficiencies. This is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.